guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you guys are new here. In this video I am going to be solving the data manipulation part of paper 2 from February March 2019. I have another videos where I'm solving the rest of the papers, so go check that out, and without further ado, let's get started. Task 1 and 2 have been done in my previous video, so I have entered my name, center number, and candidate number into the evidence document. Here we have name, center number, and candidate number, and I have saved this as a Word document and added in my candidate number to the file name. Now let's go to page 5 to do the data manipulation part, the databases. You are now going to prepare some reports for the company. Make sure that currency values display a currency symbol and are to 2 decimal places. Dates must be important as day, month, and year. Examine the data in the files M219 students, M219 rooms, and M219 courses. So I will open my source files and look for these files and open them. Let's close this. Okay, so here we have the M219 students, and we have the roll number, the first name, the last name, the gender, the ACC code, the course code, and paid, and this is in 0 and -1, which means no and yes. Then we have the rooms, M219 rooms, we have the ACC code, which is also present in the students file. We have the accommodation, the room time, and the weekly costs in the rooms, and in the courses we have the course reference, the location, the start date, the weeks, and the tutor, and the course reference is also present in the students table as a different field name, but it's present. Discuss in your own words the advantages and disadvantages of using a relational database rather than a flat file database to store the data from these 3 files. A relational database stores information in multiple tables, and flat file stores information in only one table. And if we see in the students, we have the ACC code, which is also present in the rooms, and we have the course code, which is also present in the courses. So this is storing the same information in multiple tables. And we have basically to say the advantages and disadvantages of a relational database. So the advantages of relational database is that the data is repeated. So if we lost in one table, we can still get it from another. And the data can only be entered once, deleted once, and edited once. So that's a problem. Another advantage is that relational databases are linked, so we can make relationships between them because they are linked. They have the same fields in other tables, so we can link the tables. Relational databases are harder to set up and require more knowledge. And evidence 4, type your answers in your own words in your evidence document. So I have already done this, so we save time. We have a relational database has repeated data and can only be edited, entered, and deleted once. Relational databases are linked, making it easier to create reports. They are also harder to set up and require more knowledge. 19. Create a new relational database. Import the file M219 students as a table. Use the field names and data types. The roll number, first name, last name, gender, ACC code, and course code are all text. The paid is in or logical, and this is displayed as yes or no. So instead of having 0 and -1, we should have yes or no displayed here. We have to set the roll number as the primary key, and we have to save the table, and then we have to just take a screenshot of the field names and data types and place this under evidence 5. So I will open Access. I will create a database, and I will save this in my work area, and the name doesn't really matter, and we just save this as an Access. Now we have to import the students table. So we go to external data, new data source from file, text file, and we browse the table. So we have to open the source files folder, and we choose the students, and we open it. Just go next, and in this window here it should be in comma, and we will tick this box which is first row contains field names, and the field names will appear. Go to next, and here we check if this is text, so roll number is text, first name is also text, last name is also text, the gender is also text, the ACC code is also text, and the course code is also text, and the paid is non-integer, and we want Boolean, logical, or yes or no. We don't have that option here, so we choose the yes or no. We go to next. Now, we don't let access choose a primary key, nor we don't have a primary key. We choose our own primary key, which is the roll number, and we save this table. Close this, and if we see, we have the table here, we have the roll number, the first name, the last name, the gender, the ACC code, the course code, and the paid. And the paid is supposed to appear as yes or no, but this is still appearing as 0 and -1. So to change this, we go to home, view, and we change to design view. We choose the paid, and we go to the general part in the format. We click the arrow and we choose yes and no. Now if we go to the datasheet view, we have to save this first. Now if you go to the datasheet view, the paid will appear as yes or no, and no means 0 and -1 means yes. This is appearing as yes or no. Evidence 5. Place in your evidence document a screenshot of the field names and data types used in the table. So we go again to design view and we take a screenshot of this and make sure that the cursor is on paid and the general window is open here in the bottom, so we can see the format where it appears yes or no. And I will use a snipping tool to take the screenshot, and we take a screenshot of this and make sure the format appears. Take a screenshot of this and we can see that all the data type is text except for paid, which is yes or no, and the format is also yes or no, and you can see that our primary key is the roll number. So we copy and paste this under evidence 5. Now we go again to the normal view, the datasheet view. 20. The gender field data entry is to be limited to accept only M or F. So only M or F should be accepted into the gender field. You have to complete the table in the evidence document with the words yes or no to identify which of the examples would limit the data entry and which would not. If the example does not limit the data entry, explain why. So we basically have A, B, C, and D, and we have to say which ones will only accept M and F and which ones don't, and the ones that don't accept M or F, we have to explain why they don't accept. I'll just zoom in. So A, if we go here, we can see that M or F, which are the only options that should appear on the gender field, are in the format. And this should not be in the format, this should be in the validation rule, because this is the rule of the field. It should only accept M or F, and this is in the format, so that's why this will not work. And if we want to test this, we can test this. So I will copy this and I'll go into the design view. I'll go into the gender and in the format, and I will paste this. Now I'll go to the normal view, I'll save the changes to the table, and if I go to gender and I put in a P, this accepts the P and this should not accept the P. So this is why A is incorrect, because it's in the wrong field. So A will not work because this, first of all, it's in the wrong field, and second of all, this is missing 2 speech marks. This should be speech mark M speech mark, or speech mark F speech mark. So this is missing 2 speech marks, so this is why it will not work. So if you go here, the answer, for example, A is no, because formatting and not validation is in the formatting field and not in the validation, and is missing 2 speech marks. B, M or F is in the validation rule part, and this is correct. This is in the correct format because this is speech marks M, close speech marks, or speech mark F and close the speech marks. And I will copy this to see if this works or not. Go to the database, view the design view, and we delete this from here. I will put what I copied in header. I will go into the design view, save this. Now, if I go to gender and I put in a Y, This does not accept because it should be M or F. Now if I put in a M, this accepts. I should put in a capital M. So B is correct, and why is it correct? We don't have to explain why it's correct. So example C, this is in the lookup, and this is in the row source, and it's a value list as a combo box. So I will do this formatting here in the lookup, and we will see if this works or not. We go to view, design view, and I will just delete this from here. We go to lookup, and we choose combo box, and I will change the row source type to value list, and I will put in the row source M and F. Now I will go to the sheet view, I will save this, and if I go here, this is basically choose from M or F, but I can still put in a U, for example. See, it does not work because it's not limited. Yes, I have M and F, but I can put something other than that. Now let's check for D, which is basically another combo box, and this is what we just did, so it's the same thing. It will not work because no validation is a filter. Now I will just go here and delete what I just did. Like this, and we just go to normal view. And we have already done this, so we can save time. 21. Import the file M19 courses as a new table in your database. So all of the data type is text except for the date and the weeks, and the data has a specific format. Have to set the course reference field as the primary key and have to save the table, and again take a screenshot of the field names and data types used in the table. I will close table 1 because we don't really need this, and this will just delete automatically. Go to external data, new data source from file, text file, browse, and we choose the courses, is it? We choose the courses, we open it. Next, and we make sure this is comma, and we tick on the first row contains name fields. Now, course is text, course reference is also text, location is also text, start date, and this is correct. Weeks is numeric, this is not a long one, this is, and the tutor is short text, and now we go to next. And our primary key should be the course reference, so we choose our own and we choose the course reference, and we go to next, and we save this, close this. Now we have here the courses table, courses, the course reference, the location, the start date, the weeks, and the tutors. Now we have to place in the event tracking the screenshot of this, but we still have to change the date from this format to the format they tell us to. So we go to home, view, design view. We click on start date and we go to format and we choose the format from here. We don't have the format they ask us here, so what we do is we put in DD, MMMM, YYYY. So DD, 4 M's in capital, and YYY in small. Now we go to view, we save these changes, and if we go here, this automatically changes to the format that we have to change to. Now I have to take a screenshot of the design view and make sure that this is like this, and just take a screenshot. Copy and paste this under evidence 7. 22. Create a data entry form using all the fields in the students table. Go to home, go to the normal view like this. We go to create form wizard, and we have to contain all the fields from the students table. So make sure that table is student. Click on the two arrows. This will select all fields. We go to next. They don't tell us which type of form this should be, so we just go on with columnar, next, and finish. The form must display only one record at a time. If we go here, this is only displaying one at a time, so this is also correct. 23. Apply at least 4 features to this form to make the design user-friendly. We go to View, Design View, and the first thing I will do is I will select all these fields and I will decrease them in size, and I will do the same with this ones. Decrease this. I will change the name to Students Form. I will save these changes. But I still have not made this user-friendly, and I shall make this user-friendly by adding at least 4 features. Design view, the field here, paid. And to make this easier, the only options we have is yes or no. So I will add in a combo box by deleting this field. And this will also delete the one paid that appears here, but that's not a problem. Now we have only to display yes or no, so I will choose the combo box. I will insert one here. I will type in the values I want, so we choose the second option. The first value is yes, and the second one is no. We go to next, and we store the value in the field paid. Next, and I will name this paid. Just drag this here and make this the same length. Now, if we go to our normal view, you can see here, yes or no, but this is being displayed as false or true. So we click on into the design field. Click on this field, we go to format, and instead of true or false, we choose yes or no. And if we go to view again, this will display yes or no. Now, in the gender, we can only have the option M or F. So for this, I will insert a tick box. So I will delete this, and I will insert the option group, add in the field here, and the label names will be M or F. Go to next, and I will choose the default option, so which is the second option. We have M for 1, F means 2, just continue, and we store this value in the gender field. Now we choose the option boxes. We can choose the check boxes or the toggle boxes. I will choose option boxes. We go to next, and I will name this gender. Just move this to the bottom. And I will insert a label here. We have done a list for features. We have added the gender box, the yes or no for the paid, and we have changed the width and the height of the boxes. Before, user data entry form to enter this data as a new record. For this, we go onto this new blank record. It will take us to a new record, and I will enter this data here. Evidence 8. Take a screenshot evidence of the form with the new record displayed and place this in your evidence document below. The screenshot lists the features you have applied to the form to make it user-friendly. We go here and we take a screenshot of this, like this. We copy and paste this under evidence 8. Down below we will list what we added. So what I have written is I have added a combo box for the paid and an option group for the gender. The name of the form has also been changed, and so is the width and height. 25. Import the 5 rooms as a new table in your database. Use these field names and data types so all of it is set except for weekly cost, which is the currency and numeric, and make the ACC code field the primary key, and we have to save and place another screenshot showing this. External data, new data source from file, text file, and we browse and choose the rooms. Open this. Next, make sure it's in comma. First row contains field names. Next, this is text, and this should be currency. And we choose only one primary key, which is the ACC code. Go to next, and we save this. Close this. Here we have the table exported. Now we have to take the screenshot and we go to Phone, View, Design View, and we take screenshot. They tell us up here that make sure that currency values display a currency symbol and are 2 decimal places. This here is displaying, but it should be 2 decimal places, so in the general we change this to 2, and now we take a screenshot of this. And if we go to the sheet view and save the changes, you can see that this is 2 decimal places with the currency displayed, and we just place this under evidence 9. Tactics is create one-to-many relationships between the tables using primary key ACC code to foreign key ACC code and primary key course reference to foreign key course. So all tables must be closed. So we close all of them and we save the changes to all of them. This, we go to database tools, relationships, select all three tables, and we close after we are added here. Now I have to create one-to-many relationships, and the primary key ACC code must be a foreign key to ACC code. So from the rooms to the students table, we drag the ACC code to the ACC code, and this will show a relationship type which is one-to-many, and we create this. And we have to create from the course reference to the course code. So we choose the course reference from the courses table and drag this to the course code of the students table. And this will create a one-to-many relationship, and we create this. Change this. Place this like this. Evidence 10. Place in your evidence document screenshots of the relationship showing their types. So click on the line 2 times and the relationship will appear. So I will take a screenshot of this, like this. Copy and paste this under evidence 10. It's a little small. Now I still have to take a photo of the table from here. So click here twice and then take a screenshot of this. Copy and paste this again under evidence 10. 37. Produce a tabular report using fields from the relevant tables that shows only the fields roll number, first name, last name, gender, course code, course location, start date, and teacher. displays data and labels in full, selects only courses where the course code starts with the letter A, sorts the data into ascending order of course code and then ascending order of last name, has a page orientation of landscape, fits on a single page wide, calculates the number of delegates of these courses and positions these under the number last name column, has a table total delegates to the left of this value, includes a report title archaeology course delegates, and has your name set to number and candidate number displayed on each page of the report. So some steps here we have to do in the query and some steps we have to do in the report. So this one we do while we're doing the report, so I will highlight this. Select displays data and labels in full, so this is also in the report. Select only courses where the course code starts with A. This is in the query, so I will not highlight, so we do it now. Sorts the data into ascending order of course code and then ascending order of last name. This is also in the report part. Has a page orientation of landscape is report, fits on a single page wide report, calculates the number of delegates on these courses and positions this under the last name column. Also report, has a label total delegates to the left of this value, also report, includes the report title archaeology course delegates, also report, and names that are number on each page of the report, also in the report. So the only step we have to do in the query is this one, and maybe probably this one to choose fields we have to do in the query. We close these relationships and we save this. We go to create query wizard, simple query wizard. We have to choose the roll number, which is in the students. We have to choose the first name, last name, and gender. We have to choose the course code and the course location, which is in the courses. Course location, then the start date and the tutor. So the start date and finally the tutor. So we have roll number, first name and last name, roll number, first name, last name, gender, course code and course location, gender, course code and course location, start date and tutor. So this is correct. Now let's continue. I'll change the name to students query. We finish and we will have the query here. Now another thing we have to do in the query is select only courses where the course code starts with the letter A. So for this we go to home, view, and we choose design view. We go into the course code, into the criteria, and the criteria should be that the course codes must start with the letter A. So we type in A and a star. So this basically means that it starts with A. We run this and we can see that the course code is only start with A and nothing else than A. There is another thing that we can still do in the query part, which is this one, which is source the data into ascending order of course code and then ascending order of last name. So we go to the course code here and we choose ascending. This will change, and then ascending order of last name. So we go to last name and we choose ascending. So this will organize in ascending order of last name and ascending order of course code, which can also be done here and can also be done in the report part. Now let's produce the report. Go to create report wizard, we save the query and make sure that we choose from the table query, and we again select roll number, first name, last name, gender, course code, location, start date, and tutor, which are the data that we should have selected in the query part. Next, we just go to next. You already did this part. We can do again. The course code is ascending and the last name is also ascending. We go to next, and this is a tabular report. It is tabular, and it should have a page orientation of landscape, so we choose landscape. Go to next, and the title for the report, archaeology course delegates. So I will copy this and paste here, and we finish. And we have our report with this title like this, and I will just close the print preview, and this will take me to the design view. So the data labels must be displayed in full. We go to layout view, and we arrange this. Displays the data and labels in full. As we can see, it's all displayed. If it's on a single page wide, you can see here in the bottom that this says page 1 of 1, so it's fitting on one single page. Calculates the number of delegates on these courses and positions this under the last name column. So for this, we go to last name, the column, right click, total last name, and we go to count records. This will count the records and place this here. Has a label total delegates to the left of this value. For this, we go into design view, go to design, we choose the label, and we put this to the left, and we have to enter the text total delegates. Paste this here. We can see the total delegates is displayed on the left of this value, so this is also done, and this should have my name, center, and country number displayed on each page of the report. So to be displayed on each page, we have to put this in the footer, so I will just add in another label. This doesn't say if it's in the right, in the center, in the left, so I will just place this in the left by adding in my name, center number, and my candidate number. This report is done. Print out to make sure you have entered your name, center number, and candidate number on the report. To print this, we go to view, print preview, we go here to print, okay, and I will just save this in my desktop as printout. Now 28. Evidence 11. Place your evidence document screenshot showing the formula used to calculate the number of delegates. For this, we close the print preview and we go to design view, and we take a screenshot of this here. Copy and paste this under evidence 11. Produce a tabular report using fields from the relevant tables that contains a new field price, which is calculated runtime and displayed as currency. This will weekly cost multiplied by weeks. So I will highlight this because this is in the query. Choose only the fields first name, last name, paid, location, weeks, room type, weekly cost, price, and price in this filter. So I highlight this because this is also in the query. Displays data and labels in full. It's in the report. Selects only the records where location is M and paid is no. This is in the query. Sorts weekly cost in descending order and then last name in ascending. Also in the query, calculates the total price and place this below price. This is in the report. Displays the label total payments to collect to the left of this value. Also in the report, has a page orientation of portrait. Also in the report, fits on a single page wise. Also the report includes the title, a main course. Up at the top is also the report and displays your names and the number and candidate number at the top right of the report. Create query wizard, simple. So I will now choose table students. Make sure you choose the table and not the query. We'll choose first name, last name, paid, location, which is in the courses, weeks, room type, weekly costs, weeks, room type, which is in the room, weekly costs, next. So now we have to create a new field called price, which is weekly cost times week. So you go to home, design view, we go here into the new one, and you go into the builder, and here we will choose weekly cost, and we will multiply this by weeks. And here where it says EXPR1, we delete this and change this to price, which is the field name. And we run this and we will have a new field called price, which is weekly cost times the week. And again, this should be in 2 decimal places and the currency symbol there. So this too is done. Now we have to select the records where location is M and paid is no. So we go to design view again, and paid should be no. So we go into the criteria. You can see that the paid is only no and the location is only M. Sorts weekly cost in descending order and then last name in descending order. So weekly cost, we choose this, and descending order, and then last name in descending order. Like this. So we have done once in a query. Now we will do the report. So create report wizard, save the query, and from the query we choose all fields. Next, next. We have already done this. We go next. This should be a tabular, and this should have page orientation of portrait. Portrait tabular. We go next. And we have to name this Aim courses update here, and we have the report. We close print preview, we go to layout view, and I will once more arrange this. Calculates the total price and places this below the field price. So calculates the total price and places this under the field's price. So right click, total price, choose sum, and sum will appear here, and this should be a currency with the format 2 decimal places, and displays a label total payments to collect. So into design view, increase this, adding a label to the left of this value, paste this here, go to normal view, and this will appear here. We still have to display our name, center account number at the top right of the report. Just go into line view. This is displayed at the top right. 7 print this board as print of 3. So we go to view, print preview, make sure this is correct, and we print this as print out 3 and we save this. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my next video, and yeah, see you next time.